The tree that owns itself graced the city of Athens, Georgia, with its lovely and independent presence for over a century. In the 1800s, the tree's landowner, William H. Jackson, passed away, bequeathing the property of the tree and the area around the tree to the tree itself, thus spawning one of Athens' most cherished residents. The tree that owns itself has been an important landmark and cultural icon for many generations. From 1906 to 1956, the tree was the official embarkation point for the annual Founders' Day Parade, until the newly built Athens City Hall supplanted it. Maynard Watson, former Athens mayor and local civil rights leader, spent much of his childhood reading books underneath the tree. In 1988, two of Athens' most popular local bands turned worldwide phenomena, REM and the B-52s, performed their first and only dual concert right underneath the tree that owns itself. On May 15, 2012, our community suffered a terrible loss when the tree that owns itself killed itself.
Well, we're always sad to hear a tree has taken its life, especially an oak tree as big and stupendous and amazingly looking as this tree was.
Got a call on my personal cell phone from a colleague, and she had shared with me its decision, and I was devastated.
This is very difficult news. This is very sad news to hear.
It stood as a symbol of hope, possibility for a lot of our clients, and it was heartbreaking and really loss for the community when it decided to take its own life.
I don't really use my cell phone too much, but somebody called it, and so I knew something was up. And I answered it, and I heard the words, he's gone.
It first contacted me in October 2008. It was extremely difficult to communicate with. So I went to the local university, contacted their agricultural department, and they put me in touch with someone purporting to be a specialist.
I just remember hearing, it's gone. We think it killed itself. And, I had to run to the bathroom because a man's kids should never see him cry. But I cried that day, right then and there.
The tree touched me in a lot of ways. That tree was the best inspiration to me. Anytime I was feeling lost or upset or alone or anything like that, I could always just go talk to it, and it would give me the best advice I've ever had.
That tree, it was my friend.
When I lived around the area, the tree and I used to be friends. We were basically neighbors. I introduced the tree to my family, and they got along all very well.
When I met the tree, I was 22 years old. I was fresh out of college. I didn't know where I was going with my life. And sitting here now, I'd say the tree really changed my life.
Certainly a very proud tree. One of the most proud trees I've ever known.
I had to gain its trust, and it was very hostile to me at first, very hostile.
The tree was always fiercely independent.
It didn't ask for help even when you knew it needed it, especially during that drought. The tree was just suffering, but it stood there strong and tall and kept its arms up there in the wind.
But slowly and surely, we built up a rapport. We got to talking about things. We talk about things going on in our lives. The tree actually asked me to go to court. He's a tree. Limited mobility ain't even the proper term. It wanted to set up some surveillance because, just as I said, all these college kids, all these damn kids, just peeing on it, pooping on it, having sex.
But I'm sure you can well imagine as a tree in human society with a fiercely independent spirit enough that it could own itself and free itself from all the constraints that so many of us face. It's a lonely path to walk.
It was just a really sad day. And what was interesting about it was it didn't want to be cremated, but rather its wishes were to be buried at sea. So you would think a tree would want to be cremated, but it didn't want that.
It's always done things its own way, and it's going to do them all the way to the end.
You could say he's pushing out daisies, but he's always been doing that. So I just think it's important to remember the impact he had on people and not how it ended.
You know, I saw what that tree had gone through its life, and I realized that if I put my mind to things, I could do anything I wanted.
Thank you, tree that owns itself. Loving memory.